out of Buena Park, California, Julio Resendiz. From Long Beach, California, Smooth Whitehurst.
First time under the bright lights here.
We're going to find out very quickly, Todd.
Now he's starting nice and relaxed. It's actually Whitehurst is the one a little bit more jumpy so far. But we'll kind of see once this thing gets going. We got a lefty versus righty matchup in there right now.
Yeah, Resendiz fighting out of that southpaw stance. We're against Whitehurst. Whitehurst 1-0, round 2 knockout victory in his debut.
One of the things I see right away, boys, is Whitehurst's chin is wide up in the air. He does not tuck his chin, and when he throws, it tends to lift it. Let's see if that plays into the factor here. If Resendiz can touch it, that could be a short night.
Yeah, and that's what comes. Both these guys started boxing late, but Resendiz younger, and we haven't quite seen anything yet, but it looks like Whitehurst has the hand speed. You see right there, he jumped in after with a little short left hook.
Good counter puncher as well.
Smooth Aaron Whitehurst starts to cut off the ring here, guys, and corner Resendiz.
Yeah, Resendiz is very slow with his when he jumps in, and he's got to either try and use that jab a little bit more, that right-handed lefty jab he has, or start moving his head, because if he doesn't, then Whitehurst is just going to continue to stay back and try and counter him.
Getting just a quick look at the footwork, you can see the difference. Whitehurst up on his toes. Resendiz very flat-footed, working off his heels.
Right hook, lead right hook in there by Resendiz. And to your point, Jonathan, earlier, Whitehurst carries that chin awfully high, and we'll see if that's something that Resendiz can exploit if he gets a little more comfortable in there.
Yeah, but he does a great job, you know, like Justin said, he does a great job of throwing flurries in the counter, and that prevents his opponent from touching that chin, but he's going to have to be careful with that chin up in the air.
Yeah, he's just more athletic and quicker than Resendiz, but Resendiz is also leaning back and not choosing to try and work his way in. He's not jabbing. He's mostly just coming in and trying to throw either that looping left hand or that short right hook, and he's there. He got in right there with a nice little left hand, though.
He did, found his distance there, did Resendiz, and now closing the gap in a hurry is Aaron Whitehurst.
Whitehurst just downloading all the information that Resendiz has given him here.
Measured start to this fight from these two, again scheduled for 4 rounds, but these two respecting their opponent here.
Well, you could
another quick shot there though by Resendiz, big left hand by Resendiz as well.
You can see Resendiz when he is moving backwards, he's just loading up on that left hand, and he's just waiting to, for Whitehurst to get it raised so he could spring off it. But Whitehurst is trying to. He probably won the first half of this round, but it got pretty close there at the end.
First round comes to a close. Let's take a look back at some of the action. It was a good start to the round by Whitehurst, but as you said, Justin, Resendiz got a little something going as the round continued.
Yeah, he started to become a little bit more aware of the that counter left hook of Whitehurst, and
corner.
Now, you'll see Resendiz is already coming in a little bit more, and I would like to see him, he kind of, as you see, he leans back and loads up on that left hand, but I would like to see him come forward a little bit more, being the slower fighter, and really try and take the fight to Whitehurst and try and get to that chin that you mentioned earlier, Joseph, that is up in the air.
Yeah, he's been fighting on his back foot there, Jonathan. He's caught him with a couple left hands at Resendiz, but to Justin's point, do you think Resendiz should start fighting on that front foot, get a little more aggressive?
He's going to have to, because he's not landing the cleaner counter shots, fighting off his back foot, and he's going to have to do something to come forward and starch the volume that's coming from Whitehurst.
Yeah, I think he's finding out when he got close right there, he was able to get the left. I think he's finding out that he doesn't quite have that hand speed to be a sit-back type counter puncher. He's going to have to create his own openings by bringing pressure and see. It landed a nice little counter right there, as I said it, though, with that right hook.
And I think it's worth mentioning, too, the footwork of Resendiz. He tends to go backwards. He's fighting on a bicycle here, and like you said, Justin, he's going to have to move forward and let his hands go if he wants to win this fight.
Yes.
That might be the case, but Resendiz did catch him with a couple good counter shots there before eating a shot there at the hands of Whitehurst.
Correct. This is Resendiz has at least won the first minute of this round. We'll see how the second half of it goes.
Again, that straight left is becoming a good weapon for Resendiz, and it's something that Whitehurst is going to have to learn to defend here, guys.
Yeah, he's got a, he switched to southpaw right there. That's probably not the best idea. But yeah, Resendiz is loading up on that left hand, especially when Whitehurst is standing righty, and he just has it loaded and ready to spring off that back foot with that straight left.
Jonathan, Whitehurst switching stances a couple times there. What do you make of that?
You know, he's being very creative. I'd like to see him go back to the orthodox stance because he seemed to be better.
And he has.
Better at punching from that stance. So, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it type thing.
Yeah. I mean, he might be switching to try and take away that open angle for that left hand when Resendiz kind of gets that lead foot positioning. But it's tough to do. You could throw punches southpaw, but defending off it is a whole different ballgame if you're not used to it.
Tripling up on the jab and looking for the big right hand was Whitehurst. Good round thus far for Resendiz.
Yeah, he landed a nice little short check hook as well, too, and another one.
Better round for Resendiz, much better round.
Yes, in Whitehurst, because when Whitehurst gets hit, he wants to immediately get his payback, and that's helping out Resendiz with these counters.
Final seconds of the second round here. See if someone can put a little punctuation mark on the round. Round two comes to a close here, and there you have it. Let's take a look back at some of the action.
Yeah, you saw Resendiz right there. He rolled away from that left hook, or Whitehurst, I should say. He's rolling away from that and shooting in the short right hand of the body.
That counter left hand found a home several times for Julio Resendiz. They're in round two. We'll see if Whitehurst can get the pen. Great gyms, great camps.
Yeah, Angulo and Alfredo Angulo with Clementine. But you see also Tom Taylor is refereeing this fight, a big-time referee. And you know what's absent from this fight is really the jab from both these guys. They're more trying to jump in with their counter shots. But a double jab could really help to set it up, especially in this open stance matchup.
It's a good point there, but Jonathan, you know, Resendiz has been so fast with that straight left hand, he can almost use it like a jab in essence.
Yeah, he's done a great job of finding a home for that hand, and not only that, but he's changed the course of this fight. Perhaps the cornermen have given him some instructions, but he's definitely turned it on from the second round.
Whitehurst just landed a really good straight right hand on the chin of Resendiz, but Resendiz is still coming forward. A lot of tough guys on these cards.
Whitehurst trying to kind of lower his level, loop around, but he's been eating a counter shot every time he's gone for that. Trying to find an angle to unload something devastating is Whitehurst. Hasn't paid dividends yet.
Yeah, and he could maybe try and choose to stand his ground instead of trying to go backwards so much and try and slip under one of those right hooks or left hands that Resendiz is looking to counter with, and you time your own counter. He kind of just tried it right there, actually.
Good exchange here, center of the ring. Round 3 of 4 in this bantamweight battle.
Whitehurst goes southpaw again.
Yep.
He seems to go southpaw after he's been hit. It's like he's using that as a defense from the shot that just landed.
Back to orthodox now by Whitehurst. Yeah, I wonder when he switches though if he's loading up a specific punch there.
Nice left hands on the inside from Resendiz.
Resendiz, you know, they say, guys, the quickest way between 2 points is a straight line. And the punches have just been straighter and crisper for Resendiz as of late.
Yeah, he's doing a better job with positioning. He's trying to just, like he's always been doing this fight, he's trying to load up that left hand, leaning back, and trying to step outside with that right foot of the left foot of Whitehurst. There, it did again. He's getting better position to land both the check right hook and the straight left hand.
The straight left there by Resendiz.
And that's probably why Whitehurst is switching, because he can't avoid that straight left hand.
Well, you asked for the jab. You got it there, Justin. Starching jab by Resendiz. Nicely done.
And it came with Whitehurst switching stances.
Now getting aggressive here is Whitehurst, trying to push the pace.
Whitehurst doing a good job of landing to the body there. I'd like to see him go back there. It could pay dividends. Final
seconds of round 3. somebody can come up with something big to end this round. Another exchange, and the dial. Let's look back at the replay, and we'll take a look at it.
You'll see that's an inside work. Whitehurst got in there and actually landed a good short little right hand of the body.
Gotta say this, though. You know, again, can't be said enough that this is the debut fight for Resendiz. Looks pretty composed in there for somebody.
It's so important. If Whitehurst, if Jonathan's correct, which I agree with him, it's 1-2, then if Whitehurst wins this, we're looking at a draw.
Fourth and final round, who can dig down deep, find that little something extra. Who wants it more at DMG Boxing?
See, they're both aware of it. They're both up the energy this round.
You know, this is what you want to see, a strategic fight develop into a brawl in the final round.
Well, you got to think both corners told their men, hey, you got to pull that pin out of the grenade here.
Yeah, it's a trouble with strategic 4-round fights is you can't really make those adjustments. You have to make those really fast because you only got those 4 rounds to work with. If you drop one, then you got the, like right now, Whitehurst really wants us to try and salvage a draw.
Yeah, and, you know, draws are much more prevalent in the 4-round fights than even round fights, you know?
Yep.
Some good movement early here by Whitehurst. He's been throwing some big power shots.
There's a double jab.
You saw the quick change in stance again. The left hand to the body by Whitehurst. I think these guys have come close to button heads a couple times, and that's what the official, Thomas Taylor, is warning them about.
Oh, clean left hand right to the bridge of the nose.
Yeah, and Whitehurst answered with his own.
And you mentioned every time Whitehurst gets hit, he gets real aggressive in return, but sometimes leaves himself open as a result.
Correct, yeah, he's got that, you know, you got me, I'm going to get you back even harder, but it can run him into trouble. He's been okay with it right now because he is more athletic and has the faster hands, but this fight is coming down to the wire right here. Minute and a half to see who could pull away with the victory.
Let me ask you this, Justin, how long, I mean, is that the best strategy? You know, anything you can do, I can do better here for Whitehurst?
Well, it depends what his style is. Right now, he looks, if he's content with kind of being that pressure fighter coming forward, then yeah, but it looked like at the beginning he was trying to use his hand speed and be a counter puncher.
Yeah, this thing getting a little ugly here in round 4, but I think Whitehurst out of the 2 is biting down on that mouthpiece a little bit more and throwing with a little bit more intensity, guys.
Now, if you have that strategy against a guy who could really counter you, that's when you could run into some big-time trouble. Oh, big left hand right there from Whitehurst as he jumped in.
Clean shot right there.
Whitehurst has recaptured some of the momentum, but will it be enough if this goes the distance? Going to be interesting to see how this comes out on the cards if we get there.
Yeah, you'll see a big, once that 10-second goes, they're going to really go for broke, I think, because these last 10 seconds are going to be everything.
Yeah, time to empty that clip here. Leave it all in the ring.
Or not. There it is, just missing left
Final
hands.
exchange, this one goes the distance. Pair of well-matched competitors yet again here at DMG. I think that was definitely the best round for Whitehurst since the original.
Yeah, and you'll see when he jumped in southpaw, he was really trying to land that overhand left as Resendiz was throwing his own.
Just throwing with more intensity in that final round was Whitehurst.
Yeah, they both landed the same punch multiple times, and they're both shooting.
By unanimous decision, Don Julio Resendiz.
Wow, they even gave him round 1.
Unanimous decision.